I am super popular. I have far too many friends and all of them want to play D&D with me. So to tell them to go away, what I did is I tried to learn how to roleplay by myself. My name is Shimon, and today I'm going to learn how to roleplay by myself. Without further ado, let's get started. We see an open battlefield as wind blows through the vast expanse of dead bodies. We see demons, humans, all of them deprived of hope. Some clutching onto dear memorabilia in their final moments. Some died kneeling with their backs straight and head held high, despite being decapitated. On the broad expanse of this horrific battlefield, we see a visage of two figures at the end of this battlefield. One appears to be shorter, but a lot more stronger. One appears to be taller. As we move in close, we see a battle-hardened Godfrey Valheim, a grayish beard, battle scar right across the face. And we learn that the reason he's short is not because of some genetic deficiency, it's because he has lost both of his legs. He looks out into the battlefield with dried out and almost glazed eyes as he has proven himself to be the supreme warrior of the Battle of Blood Oath. Next to him is a medic, lanky, a bit sickly looking, with cold, calculated gaze upon the battlefield with no expressions whatsoever. Valheim, with a sigh of defeatedness, looks towards the medic and out into the battlefield where his brothers and friends died and says, "I just want to go home." And that's where we begin our story. It is going to be a short one. So that's the start of our campaign. We have two characters, Medic and Godfrey Valheim. You might be wondering, what's the name of the medic? I'm not gonna tell you. The medic just starts walking away. We have no idea what the motivations of the medic is. As the medic starts walking away from the battlefield and Godfrey turns around and yells with all his might, "Hey, where are you going? I need some help." The medic does not stop. He does not even flinch. He keeps walking. I'm gonna try to compel him to stay. Oh, it's a strong hit. As he yells this out, the medic immediately pauses with basically a exasperated sigh as he looks back, a rather helpless Godfrey. And he goes, "What is your problem? If you haven't noticed, I don't have my legs. I need to get home. You can figure it out yourself, Godfrey. I do not need to baby you. It would be much more helpful to have a medic by my side. I am a human soldier that has just won the Blood Oath. We are in the demon territory. If I don't have help, I will die." The medic knows that helping him will actively put him into danger as well. This is kind of a bad situation for both of them. The medic hesitantly tries to pick him up. I don't know if the medic would be able to pick him up. Let's ask the Oracle. Do I have to roll it myself? A 78. He is technically unlikely to be able to pick up a whole battle-hardened person who generally weighs around like 200 to 300 pounds, maybe even 400 considering it's Godfrey and it's a really old soldier who has been training for a while. But he has lost both of his legs. While he cannot pick him up, he can sort of carry him on his back, which is very helpful for Godric. The medic shuffles under Godric's arm as he pulls his weight on his back as he huffs, knowing that Godfrey is a bit heavier. "Yeah, I apologize for this, medic. I will pay you back in gold." The medic does not seem fazed by this. He doesn't seem motivated by gold. We notice all of the carriages the soldier were traveling in are all burnt down or broken down, and the horses are brutally maimed with what is supposed to be bludgeoning weapons, but to be honest, it really doesn't matter. We could technically investigate what's in the carriages. Okay, there is no investigate. I guess gather information, resupply, because on a journey like this, the supplies is like everything. Well, what's my wits? My wits is 2. We do find supplies, and we get +2 to supplies. So keep in mind that every every time we go further, we find a small bag of rations that would be enough for 2 people. We find a sword that the medic can use. Don't necessarily find anything else. So we immediately start moving towards the northern side where Valheim's home resides, which is very strange because his home is in demon territory, but whatever. We keep moving forward. We are not traveling in any kind of unfamiliar territory yet, although we know that we are bound to come into contact with some or the other demons. We are still on the road, and the road is mostly empty, which is lonely. If you've ever been on a journey after losing everything and gaining nothing but a worthless title, you would know that even with people around you, that journey is a lonely one. We move forward. I have to ask the oracles, do we see any kind of settlements? Do we see a region in front of us? As we are moving forward, some small critters coming out within the fog. We see a small rabbit, and then a squirrel, and like all of these little small critters start emerging from the fog in front of their road. And as they go deeper into the fog, as their vision starts to cloud a little bit, they realize woods in front of them. They see one tree. They notice that the soil underneath them is much more muddy, much more moist. As we go through the forest, we are now exposed to the threat, or perhaps something in the darkness. I can make a perception check to see, gather information. A strong hit. Jesus Christ, I'm only getting good luck right now, which is good for my character, but shit for my story. We see that this place is filled. Okay, wait. Is it likely that it's gonna be filled? So it's 50-50 likelihood of this place filling. Come on, man. I'm only doing strong hits. A waypoint, a small campfire we see within the deep wild. It's not yet evening, but it is getting darker outside. We see a young demon sitting by the campfire who doesn't seem to be from the battle, who is cooking some marshmallows and eating by his lonesome. By the looks of it, he looks like a ranger. Godfrey and the medic approach him, and they see that he doesn't seem very alarmed by the presence of 2 humans. Looks up at them, doesn't speak their language, so probably says something to convey that they are welcome at the fireplace. Hello, is there monsters around? Are there any of those around? The child understands what they're saying, and they kind of just hold up the number 3. They hold 3 fingers in their hand and kind of shrug, and they are fully confused as to what the hell did the child just say. Do you mean that there are 3 monsters here? The child shakes his head. You mean there are 3 types of monsters here? He nods his head yes. The medic tries to ask the child how far away does this forest keep going for. The child goes on for a while, but he doesn't suggest you rest here or go further. The medic asks Godfrey, do you think we should rest here? Godfrey immediately goes like, we really should keep moving forward. The medic, slightly concerned about Godfrey. This is the first time we have ever seen the medic show concern for anybody. Gets up and starts walking within the forest. Remember, there are monsters in the forest. We are not sure where we are. We are not sure how far the journey is going to be. If a monster attacks them, they are not gonna be good. Even without his legs, yeah, it's not great. Undertake journey. Weak hit. We see Godfrey take some of the potatoes and like sandwiches from the rations that were already provided, like eating them because he knows that like kind of needs to keep his energy up. By the way, the medic is not a mage by any means. There is no magic in this world. This world is of utmost realism. Having a sword is a big deal here because like mining is not such a cultural thing here. So the fact that they are alive till now without facing any threats is frankly incredible. Oh wait, we undertook 2 journeys, so we suffered 2 supplies. We have 0 supplies. Oh fuck, I should have taken. Oh no, that is bad. Okay, so we have 0 supplies at the moment. You reach a waypoint. Where do we reach? Oracles. Do we reach a friendly place or unfriendly place? Yes, a friendly place. No, an unfriendly place. Yes, a friendly place. The location is a small village. Godfrey and the medic start walking through the forest. They don't get hit by anything. They just hear random growl of different animals within the forest. As they go into the fog of the forest, the fog slightly starts to clear up and we see open skies again. We see the coolness of the wind starts blowing again and we see the evening sky. As we go forward, we see a small, more like a hamlet than a village. We see demons outside grubbing clothes, hanging them on wires. A few little ones are playing on the cobblestone, some jump rope. Some of the older, much more wiser demons are smoking a pipe outside of their houses, and all of them that are outside notice the medic and the warrior, and all of their faces go numb. They have no idea. The medic knows that the village might not be very welcoming. The medic approaches, puts Godric down. Godric's protest like, dude, don't put me down. Do not put me... And he puts him down. Of course. Godric just sort of trying to shuffle his way towards the villagers, but he's not able to. The medic approaches the woman that was hanging up on the clothesline. We are humans that were in the war. We're the only two survivors and we need a place to stay. It would be good if you were to give us some ration, but it is completely fine. We understand that demons do not like humans. If you guys don't want to give us any ration, that's completely okay too. The demon woman understands. It is clear that these demons are educated enough to learn the human language, but not educated enough to communicate it. The demon woman hesitantly says, "No, go forward after morning." The second Godric hears this, Godric yells out, like, "No, not in the morning. I need to get there now." We look across the hamlet and we see no carriage. There is no way he would be able to get wherever he's trying to go in the same day. She and the medic come back to Godric and kind of pick him up and put him on the medic's back. They go inside and try to spend the night there. As the medic and Godfrey enters one of the houses, they notice that there's a small portrait of one of the demons in the house, and Godfrey recognizes who that demon is. It was one of the people very brutally killed in the battlefield. In fact, it was one of the only demons who stood tall and proud as he was decapitated by Godfrey himself. Godfrey didn't say anything, but the medic understood that Godfrey recognized him. The demon lady pulls out a small bag of hay and lays it down for them and says, you guys may sleep here, essentially gesturing. She goes to the well, the settlement well, and collects water and offers them both. She doesn't talk to them, nor does she pretend to like them. It is very obvious to both the medic and Godfrey that the only reason she's not attacking them or killing them is because she knows that there has been enough bloodshed already and that the war has done nothing but essentially decide who gets to rule the kingdom now. Godfrey looks at the medic and the medic does not seem happy about any of this. This is the second time we have seen the medic actually express a sense of guilt or maybe frustration with the situation that he's been put in. Godfrey asks the medic, "Does all of this bother you?" Does not appreciate Godfrey talking to him like this. You warriors don't even think what's going on when it comes to war, do you? All of this is just like oh, you're dying for your country. You're dying for your cause, the big cause. None of you warriors have any regard for the things that you leave behind. None of you warriors ever think, oh, maybe there is something that is bigger than us that needs to be taken care of, that isn't the politics, the idea of like some king ruling at the end of the world. Godfrey noticed that the medic is clutching onto a pocket. Godfrey knows what this generally means. Godfrey understands. He looks at the medic and he says, "Did you lose someone in the war?" The medic takes a deep breath, goes back to his cold gaze. "I do not want to discuss this, especially with someone like you." goes to sleep. The war had no meaning, nor did his victory. All his victory did is prove that he could be wounded, as he knows that he has not done anything wrong. But Godfrey is haunted by the visage of all the people he has killed. He envisions the demons' heads that have been bashed in, generally hurt by him, and he thinks about the families that these people have. He looks out of the hut. He sees utter darkness, no natural light or unnatural light. He lights a small lantern that was right next to the door, and he smells the kerosene from the lighter, and he asks himself if he's a good person, knowing that the answer is not yes. Looks at the rabbit and recognizes a demon finger. Godfrey looks at that and recognizes that the rabbit probably ate someone from the village. This is bad. Godfrey goes to sleep. Actually, is Godfrey going to be able to sleep? It's unlikely, but maybe. 52, he doesn't. Stays awake for the entire night. Godfrey goes to the medic and tries to wake him up, and essentially tries to say, "We really need to leave because one of the demons has probably gone missing, and if we don't leave quick, we are most probably going to be blamed for it." The medic, understanding the severity of this situation, looks into Godfrey's eyes and says, "We need supplies." They go past the demon lady that helped them to go into the kitchen to look for supplies. Take up to +2 supply, suffer 1. The medic finds 2 supplies and decides that it is time to leave. As we are leaving, we see a little girl looking around, trying to find something or find someone. Both the medic and Godfrey look at her, but then look forward again and start running. They immediately start taking their journey. There's only guilt. This is going to be the second last undertake a journey role for our intrepid heroes. They reach a point. As they're running away from the village, they see a human. They notice that the human is walking proud. The human was definitely not part of the war. They notice the human, and it is obvious that this human is hiding something. We see the human look at them. Notice that they are human as well. A big, wide smile creeps on their face. "Ha ha ha ha! You guys are from the war? That is very interesting. I was just coming from a little settlement and I saw like a demon. I was hoping that I could find more demons up ahead. Are you guys hoping to slay some yourself, or why are you going that way? That way is more demon continent." Godfrey's blood boils as he pushes the medic off of him, dropping him to the ground, and struggles upwards on his quote-unquote legs, essentially draws his sword and points it towards the human. "What? Are you challenging me? You have no legs. I'm not going to attack you." Shift in his demeanor. He is determined to slice this man. The medic is sort of crawling away from this whole ordeal just to make sure that he is not caught in the crossfire. As much as he is in the war zone, he is not by any means a warrior. "Do you know what will happen if I try to attack you? You will die. I'm 100% sure." The human approaches him, almost knowing that there's very little he could do if he gets too close. But the thing is, the human tries to move in closer, almost mocking him, almost saying as if, it doesn't even matter as to who this guy is. He walks closer. The human approached Godfrey with utmost confidence, knowing that this disabled man is not going to be able to do much against this tall, standing human. But the thing is, this disabled man is actually Godfrey Valheim, and he is the warrior that proved himself to the fates and the gods themselves that he is the supreme warrior. Godfrey takes out his sword and swings it across the legs of the tall human as the human falls down to his level and is gravely injured. To harm. The second he sliced, his feet don't work. He's most likely going to be terrified by now. Let's see if I can intimidate him. Face danger. Weak hit? What? Godfrey slices at his foot. He falls down and immediately yells in absolute pain and goes like, "Why, man? Why did you do this? What is even wrong with you? I don't know what you want." And Godfrey, with full stoic assurance, he tells him never come back, never return to this place. Do not hurt any demons anymore. The human, not understanding what the hell he's talking about, still quite afraid of Godfrey, goes, "There will be no peace unless all of these demons are exterminated. Why don't you understand that?" Here medic is gonna try to do something. No. The medic comes from the back and tries to attack the human. Be sneaky, trying to sneak attack him. As he tries to plunge the sword into this man's back, the man immediately reacts and deflects his sword, kind of pushes him back, and now his focus is on the medic. The medic is slashed across his chest and immediately falls down. We don't know quite yet how badly the medic is injured, but it looks like the sword connected with his body. Godfrey starts crawling and tries to go in for another slash. Of course he does. Godfrey has essentially slashed his arm off. This is an insane amount of damage to anyone. He is dying, and if he moves forward, he has been incapacitated heavily. Let's try to compel him again. Oh my god, it's a strong hit. Godfrey essentially asks him again, "Do you give up now?" Understand that this guy is badly injured. 2 more hits and he is gone. Our boy medic is also injured. Everyone here knows who holds the advantage. His legs are sliced. They are not amputated, but they're definitely hurt really badly. But his arm is 100% amputated, and if he doesn't, get medical attention or is careless with who he interacts with next, he is 100% bound to die. Since we have asked him oh so very kindly whether he would stop, I don't even care. Can you please help me with the wound? I know one of you is the medic. Please help me with this. Ooh, we suffer 1 supply. Oh, that's not good. The medic injects him with a couple of medicines and tries to use healing magic to try to sew his arm back together, although it really doesn't work. Makes a stub that is similar to Valheim's legs. We are going to undertake one last journey. We don't have any supply at the moment. Hopefully we don't starve. We make it home. We see a house up on the top of a small hill. There's a road that leads up to it. The house is very humble. It doesn't seem to have anyone within it. The medic carries Godfrey up the stairs, 1 step at a time, with his injury sort of bleeding a little bit, although he has healed it for the most part. He goes up the stairs, puts Godfrey down, but he notices that Godfrey is no longer breathing. Godfrey just has a small smile. Notices next to the only chair in the house, there is a small shelf with drawers within it. He opens one of the drawers and sees that there's gold. He is confused. He smiles slightly, but he's confused. He also sees a note. "I will prove myself to be the warrior. If I survive, you will not be reading this. But if I die, you would probably be delivered this, my sweet Arya. If the humans have won, I hope that this money reaches you so that you can move far, far away from here. If the demons win, then you will never see this money. Yours truly, Godfrey." We see a address at the bottom of the letter, and behind it a picture of a demon woman. And yeah, that's the end of the story. What the medic decided to do with it, what happened to the demon boy, I am going to leave that up to you. Figure it out if you want to. I might do another one in the future where I actually play by the correct rules and not have dream luck. So my next video is going to be about experimental horror, a horror story that is made with experimental efforts. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like. Bye bye.